Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Today we're going to cover some comments made by Manny Jacinto, who played Kamir or the Stranger in the Acolyte series, following the news of the hunt for Ben Solo and what all happened with that.
The fan reaction to it, how some
Mm-hmm.
people are like, we should get that.
Right.
Doing billboards in Times Square and making petitions
Yep.
online and that sort of thing.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's said multiple times throughout hearing about the cancellation of the Acolyte that he's always ready to come back to play Kamir. He really enjoyed that role. He considered it the role of a lifetime.
Yeah, I'm glad he enjoyed the role. I thought, as I've said before, he was one of the better characters in
Mm-hmm.
a not so great show.
So then, TV Insider, who did an interview with him, which coincidentally, the news about the hunt for Ben Solo actually came out on Manny's birthday.
Oh,
I
it's a
don't,
sign.
it's a sign. But we've seen the billboard campaign, we've seen the petition, there's the airplane
Oh,
flying
I forgot about
around.
the airplane. Yeah.
And they asked him about it, and he said that he's ready to return. He would love to run it back if they would have me. He's incredibly proud of what they did in the Acolyte and with the Oshamir relationship. That's a
Okay.
ship, yeah. That's
I
a
guess
ship for you.
so. That's a thing.
In regards to the relationship, he said, I feel with a lot of franchises that we currently have, it's missing the romance. It's missing a lot of love and relationships. We have the big fight scenes and the origin stories of these heroes and whatnot, but they really don't have a relationship with other people. It's such a weird thing. And that's why I loved the Kamir and Osha relationship, because we were taking it back to having a relationship in this big world. I think we just need more of that. I think that's what made the characters and the story more compelling as opposed to just having big fight sequences, which I loved.
Well, yeah, I mean, character development, character depth is all better than just cool
Mm-hmm.
stuff on screen, in my opinion. I mean, I often hear how people say the best episode of The Acolyte is the fifth episode because that was the one with all the action. So
Mm.
I don't know.
Well, if you think back to the original trilogy, yes, there was action and fighting, and
There was love
but
and
there was
romance.
love.
Yeah, Han and Leia.
Han and Leia. Well,
Certainly in the prequels
in
too.
the
The prequels are all
episode
about
four, it
love.
was a little bit of Luke and Leia, but
Well, we don't. That was a
we
mistake.
don't think about that anymore.
No, he didn't know. Luke didn't know any better.
But he's not wrong. You do need to have relationships and stories. That's
Well,
part of
yeah,
what worked
but
in Andor so well. Is it wasn't just a story about Andor, it was about his relationship to all the people surrounding him.
yeah, the Bix Andor or Bix Cassian relationship is like the heart and soul of it. I mean,
Mhm.
that was the most gut wrenching scene I've witnessed in a show in a long time when she left him, and
Mhm.
or we the audience know, like that's it. He's never gonna see her again. She's
No.
talking about I'll come find you after all this is over, and it's like no,
He's
he's
gone. We
dead.
knew it.
Yeah, so it was amazing that, and it was a very subtle relationship. It wasn't like in your face, like oh I love you so like maybe Anakin and Padme in episode 2 is a little kind of in your face. That was more
Mhm.
subtle. It felt more real and it worked so well and it was heartbreaking. And I agree. That is the kind of stuff, those character relations is what makes a good story.
Like I said, Andor was full of them. You had Luthen Rael and Clea.
Yeah, not a it was more like a
Mhm.
father-daughter estranged kind of thing.
The familial relationship
Yeah,
involving Mon Mothma and her daughter and her
and
husband
Perrin the Great. Yeah.
and Perrin the Great. Right, there were so many relations. Vel and Cinta.
Yeah, another tragic ending
Another
there.
tragic love story.
Yeah, there's a lot of relationships and love and romance in that show,
Mhm.
actually. It's just not blatant and in your face, as I said.
Then they talked to him about what was coming in the season 2 that never happened or never will happen.
Well, according to Disney, Disney canceled it. That's the
Mhm.
only show they've come out and said, no, we're not doing any more of that. All the other ones, even the ones that they said were like one season, they've left the door open. With that one,
Mhm.
they're like, nope, slam it shut.
Slammed
We're
it
not
shut.
doing
It
that
was
anymore.
over. He said, I did run into an article about, and I think Leslie cleared things up a little bit, that a possible path was that Kamir was one of the first Knights of Ren, so that was a possibility to explore. There were other things that we kind of were exploring as well in a possible season 2 that, of course, didn't come to fruition, but I would have loved to explore. Obviously, the relationship with Osha more, but also Kamir's relationship to Venestra Rowe more, to see what that dynamic was like.
Yeah, what the hell happened there?
Mhm.
Because for those who have read Wayseeker, which I finally
Which you
finished, I
finished.
did finish. It took me like a half a year because I've
You
read
made
like
it.
a
You
bunch
made
of
it.
other books in between. But it's not mentioned. I thought that might be like part of the story, and not that I'm like, oh, I gotta know,
Mhm.
but it was one of the tidbits left hanging that I'm like, what was the whole thing? Where were they going with
I
that?
feel like it took place after this event. Like, I don't think Vanessa
Wayseeker? I
no,
don't
no, no,
know.
Vanessa, I think, took place I think her training of Khmer might have taken place after the events of
Yeah, it had
Wayseeker.
to because she never references
No.
any. She references other Padawans and stuff, but never anything like that. So
Mhm. He says, "I think there would have been maybe more of a master-Padawan relationship with the both of them, but who knows? I don't know if we'll ever see it."
no, I don't. I don't think
I don't
it's gonna
think so.
happen.
What
No,
would have driven her to lash her, Padawan with a lightsaber blade?
I have
With a
no
light whip?
idea. Maybe he was doing some dark side stuff and she got angry and lashed. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know.
What did he do that
It had to be
caused that?
bad.
Was it something he did,
I
or
like
was
we're
it a
both.
circumstance? There were so many questions that I wanna know what was the tipping point there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the character is pretty extensively in the High Republic. She's explored when she's very young, and then we see her in Wayseeker, and then we see her in, of course, the Acolyte. And it's there is some disconnect between all
Mhm.
three versions of that character, though. Not to get into it now, but I do think Wayseeker maybe helps explain her a little bit
I think it does. It
in the
gives you more
Acolyte.
of her philosophies on how she looks at the current state of the galaxy.
Yeah,
I also find it very enlightening that we have an actor taking hope in another actor talking about his project that never was and watching the fan reaction.
yeah. There's
Mhm.
been a fan reaction to the Hunt for Ben Solo. Certainly,
Absolutely.
I don't think we can
There's a
deny
lot of
that.
curiosity there.
I think there's a lot of interest in it, actually. A lot of people not interested too, but
Mhm.
I think there's definitely that curiosity of like, what were they going to do? Because I
How
think,
did he come back?
well, yeah, that's I want to know the explanation that, of course, Disney kind of
Mhm.
read the script and didn't understand, but apparently it was in there. I don't know. I mean, it leads to the
Mhm.
question of how much should fans be quote unquote dictating the direction of the franchise? Because you could say you make the projects that the fans want to see,
Mhm.
right? I mean, that seems obvious. They're the customers, they're going to pay money for these things. Yet at the same time, if you let fans decide, well, do we ever get anything like Andor? Because if you ask fans, you want to see Andor, they're gonna be like, no, we don't want that. And if you ask them, would you like a Kenobi series? They're gonna be like, of course we want a Kenobi series. And look how both those things turned out.
Right. It is a very interesting predicament because we know some of the writers and directors, they do listen to what the fans have to say. Tony Gilroy was so happy with the fan reception that he knew he was going in the right direction.
I think they
So
all
he
do.
didn't have
Yeah.
to change anything because he knew people were happy. Dave Filoni and more so Favreau has stated in the past that he likes to listen to what the fans have to say like it's a water cooler conversation.
Yeah. I think you have to take them into account to some extent. Una agrees with us in the background there if you're here.
The jingle mill, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I think you have to listen to them. I mean, if they're like telling you, no, 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 don't do that, well, probably
Mhm.
shouldn't do that. And if they're like, do this, please do this, and there's a lot of them, well, maybe you lean towards that. But I don't know that
Right.
you ever want to give full, I wouldn't ever
No,
advocate giving
you
full control
can't.
to the fans and like voting for what you get to see and stuff. But you do have to
Yeah.
keep your ear to the ground, so to speak.
Right, because there are good ideas floating around out there that fans have. And if you really listen, you'll know what kind of is swinging in Star Wars. Like when you heard the reception to the Daisy Ridley movie that still seems to be in
Yeah.
limbo. And aside from getting all your round of applause at Celebration, because fans at Celebration are
Oh, heck,
typically going to applause
yeah.
everything, the online reception to it was, "What are you thinking?"
Yeah, I sometimes do wonder if they throw ideas out there as in the form of a rumor or this is
Mhm.
leaked information and they're just trying to gauge fan reaction to it.
Because they know the YouTube community will talk about it. They know
Oh
the
yeah.
Star Wars forums are talking about it. It's going to be on Reddit. They know we're going to be talking about it. And yeah, it does gauge a reaction very well.
They would be fools to not use that to their advantage as a sort
Hmm.
of marketing research tool. I mean,
It's absolutely a marketing
yeah,
research.
you can't. I mean, you can say they don't listen to the fans and they do the dumbest things, and I'm not going to disagree with you, but I certainly do think at times they're paying attention to what social media is saying or the
Hmm.
YouTubers or what Reddit is saying. They couldn't be that dumb, could they? I think that's gonna be all we got for you this time, though.
Hmm.
So your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news, and let's talk some Star Wars. And so until next time, thanks for watching.